Stephanie Crouch's stomach was full of butterflies as she marched up Dagenham Heathway Hill towards the train station. It had taken her ages to decide what to wear, but she was happy with a choice of denim pedal pushers, a flash dance-inspired ripped grey sweatshirt and gold pump ballet shoes. Not only did she look trendy, but felt comfortable as well.
"Hurry up, Tam! You're walking as fast as a tortoise," Stephanie complained to her best friend.
Tammy Andrews stopped dead in her tracks. The stereo system she was carrying on her shoulder had all but broken her back.
"Sod you, Steph. You can carry it the rest of the way yourself. I ain't one of them donkeys, you know."
Laughing, Steph handed her pal the carrier bag of goodies they'd purchased earlier and relieved her of her burden.
"Why did you drag us up here so early anyway? You know we don't get back till about 6 and it's only 4:30. We should have drank our cider in the park and then come up here. My mum would kill me if anyone she knows catches me drinking and smoking."
Ignoring her friend's concerns, Stephanie stood outside the station and planned her next move. She knew that Wayne Jackman went to every West Ham home game, and she knew he arrived back at Dagenham Heathway at approximately 6 o'clock.
"I don't want him to think we're waiting for him, so I think we should sit opposite the station. He lives in Digby Gardens, so he's bound to cross the road,"
Steph said confidently. Unlike Stephanie, Tammy was no fan of Wayne Jackman, the school heartthrob. Wayne, who was usually referred to as Jacko, was in the year above them at Dagenham Priory. Although Tammy had never spoken to him on a one-to-one basis, she'd seen and heard enough about him to know that he was bad news. He might be breathtakingly good-looking with his blonde hair and piercing blue eyes, but he was also flash, blatantly loved himself, and had a reputation of being a bit of a bully. Holding the stereo system between them, the girl strolled across the pedestrian crossing, sat down on the pavement outside a shop and delved into their bag of goodies. Neither came from wealthy families, so the £3 they both received as pocket money every week was pulled together at the weekend to ensure they had a good time. Strongbow cider, 20 Embassy No. 1, 2 packets of Hubba Bubba bubble gum, chips and magazines was all they ever treated themselves to. Stephanie pressed the play button on the stereo and ignored the disapproving looks of passers-by as the music blared out of the speakers.
"I hate this shit music,"
Tammy complained. Stephanie laughed. Whereas she was deemed very attractive, Tammy was classed as the opposite. Fairly plump, with reddish gingery hair, most of the lads at school took the piss out of Tammy. Her nickname was Tampax, or Ginger Minge, but Stephanie adored her best friend. In Steph's eyes, she was beautiful, loving, and extremely funny. Singing at the top of her voice to New Edition's Candy Girl, Steph handed her friend the fags and matches while she opened a bottle of cider.
"I brought a tape with me with Baby Jane on it. Can't we put that on, Steph?"
Stephanie shook her head vehemently. Wayne Jackman was a casual and was always dressed in designer tracksuits. He even owned a real Burberry jacket, and he certainly wouldn't be impressed if he walked out the station and heard the dulcet tones of Rod Stewart blaring out.
"You can put Baby Jane on when he's gone. Casuals like soul music, Tam, and I don't want to put him off me."
Tammy sighed. Ever since Wayne Jackman had last week wolf-whistled at Stephanie in the alleyway that led from the upper to the lower school, Steph had spoken of little else.
"Why don't you just ask him out? I'll do it for you if you like,"
Tammy suggested. Stephanie immediately shook her head.
"No! I'm going to wait for him to ask me out." "Hide that cider, quick! One of me mum's mates is crossing the road," Tammy hissed.
Stephanie put the cider back in the carrier bag, turned around and checked her hair in the reflection of the shop window. She'd recently grown her hair long, and had begged her mum to let her have one of the shaggy perms that were currently all the rage.
"No, we can't afford it, and you're far too young to be putting silly substances on your hair. Don't want to go bald before you're 20, do ya?"
her mum had told her yet again this morning. Annoyed at not being allowed to have the perm she craved, Stephanie had created her own shaggy look.